Hello model railroad fans, welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. In today's video we're going to take a look at another promotional train set. This one is for, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Raybestos, the best in brakes. And as you can see here, it's for their 100th anniversary. I don't know that I would quite call this a vintage set because it was released in 2002, so it's only about 20 years ago. But it certainly isn't anything brand new that you can still find today. Now this set is put out by Walthers, and you can see, I believe this is a GP9m, and you can still find these new at retail stores, Amazon. So this is a locomotive they've had around for a while. And in just a moment we're going to take a closer look at the box itself, and then we're going to open it up and take a look at the inside. And we're going to then take a closer look at each of the cars, the locomotive. And then I'm up here at the train club, so we'll go out to the Atlas layout and we'll give it a run and see how it performs. Hopefully it runs. The seller told me that it did. It's just something I stumbled on and I couldn't pass it up. I had never seen one of these. All right, so let's first take a closer look. So their 100th anniversary for Raybestos. 1902 to 2002, and I did look, and the company is still in business. So at this point in time, they would be, what, 121 years old, since this is January 2023. And yeah, and so it looked like they make other things than just brakes. I thought maybe they were a brake pad company, but they sold rotors and calipers and stuff like that. And I don't know. And actually, if anybody knows more about this set or even the company, let me know, or their relationship with Pep Boys. So I'm making some assumptions here because I was not able to really find any information when I did a Google search. But my guess is this 100th anniversary set was sold at Pep Boys. Because if you see down here in this corner, we've got the Pep Boys with the three guys, Manny, Mo, and Jack. And all the other cars and the locomotive say Raybestos on there, but this one shows Pep Boys. So I'm assuming that they have some kind of a special relationship with Pep Boys, or at the very least, at this time, in 2002 they did, and then they used, since Pep Boys has retail locations, they used that as a place to sell this train set. Now this is a limited set, so if I pull this back and raise it up, right here in the corner, you can see it's number 135 of 500. So to my knowledge, there's only these 500 bobbing around out there somewhere. So it probably wouldn't be impossible to find one. I did not look on eBay because I didn't get this off eBay. I didn't look on eBay to see if it was there. So if this is something, that once this video is over and you're like, you know what, I wouldn't mind having one of those, check it out. You might be able to find it. But because there is only 500, while there may be some available, they're not going to be plentiful, if you will. All right, so there's not really a lot to see on the sides. It basically just repeats that it's an anniversary set. But when I flipped it over on the bottom, now this has been run before, so it's not brand new. The setup instructions were taped to the back of this. And for a split second, I thought, well, maybe the person that owned this before me did that. But no, you can see this tape's been here for quite a while, and there's no wrinkles. Now, it's entirely possible it was laying flat in the bottom and they did that, but I just really can't see why an individual would do this. Maybe there's a reason to. I don't know. But this tells you all about getting everything set up, some troubleshooting, some safe operation practices, and things of that nature. All right, so let's flip it over and let's see what's inside. It's a pretty nice set. I mean, you can see it's got a locomotive, 4 cars, and a caboose. So you got plenty of stuff to run. And it comes with this structure here. And let me pull this to the side so I can... Come on. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. So here we go. Some things that I did find interesting about this set is this predates, if I'm not mistaken, Walthers' purchase of Lifelike. I believe that happened in 2005, or at least after 2004. Because that surprised me when I looked in here at this track. Because any train sets that Walthers puts out after their acquisition of Lifelike, they usually include that power lock track. But this, let's pull it out. Let's take a look at the track. It just comes with an oval of track, but it was True Track by Atlas. So this is going to be their Code 83 track. Now this is looking kind of dusty. According to the seller, it was run a couple of times and put back in the box. But I don't know how long, I'll monkey with that later. I don't know how long it actually sat there, you know, out before it was put up. So we got some parts that come out of this box. So we'll open this up here, and then here is the kit for that building. It looks like someone opened the bag, but then just opted not to put it together. All right, and then we've got a nice MRC power pack. Let me just grab the tripod right here. A Rail Power 1300. All right, so here's our cars, our locomotive. So I'm going to stop the video here, and I'm going to go ahead and unbox them, and then we'll take a quick look at them, and then we'll stop the video again, and I'll go set it up on the Atlas layout. So I've got everything out of the package here, and as I was doing that, a lot of things looked very familiar. These are going to be all Trainline products, many of which you can still get today, even though there's a little bit of minor improvement on what you can get today from these. So let's first start out with the caboose. So we got ourselves Raybestos 1902 wide vision caboose, silver and black. This does have knuckle couplers, but you'll notice it's got plastic wheels. It's funny, it's got plastic wheels but metal axles. Current Trainline cars and cabooses are the inverse of that. They'll have metal wheels and plastic axles. Isn't that interesting? You would think they'd have just upgraded to the metal wheels and kept the metal axles, but who am I to say? And here we have got your safety is our responsibility, and this is going to be a tank car. And again, with the knuckle couplers and the plastic wheels. Now, it's interesting, I don't know if you can see it, but right there where that truck is mounted to the car, you would think that looks like a screw, but it's not. It's just a little peg. So it's a bit tough to get these, take these trucks off. In fact, on these tank cars, it can be a real pain, because when you pop those trucks off, that little peg can fall down into the car. And then you'll have a terrible time getting it out and then getting this back on, because it, you know, I don't know about this one, but the ones I've got at home are sealed. I can't get them apart. And when you put these back on, you really need to be able to push against the back of it. All right, so now we got a 50-foot box car. And it's the same story with the wheels and the couplers. But this one says 100th Raybestos. The best in brakes. Anniversary 1902 to 2002. So basically what you saw on the box. Then we've got a hopper car, 40-foot hopper. And it says Brakes and Safety Center. And I've got at least 3 of these modern ones that have the metal wheels. I got them off of Amazon. And then we've got the Pep Boys. We've got this flat car here with a Pep Boys trailer. I believe this is going to be a 40-foot trailer. I won't swear to it, so in the comments, someone please correct me if I'm wrong. And then finally, we have got, let me make sure that don't roll off the table, our GP9m right here. Unfortunately, it's missing a horn. That breaks my heart, but I would imagine since this is something currently sold, I might be able to go to Walthers.com and find a replacement. But we can see their anniversary year of 2002. That's going to be the locomotive's road number. And then we've got their slogan and name, Raybestos, the best in brakes. And a nice silver and black. I really like it. And if you've looked at a GP9, there is nothing new to see here except one thing on the bottom. And I'm going to point that out in just a second. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And let me turn this around. I hope you can see that. Hope it's not too dark. But it says Raybestos. And it has, on the bottom of the locomotive, 135 of 500. So they've got the locomotive itself marked as well. So anyway, so that's a look at this locomotive. One thing I will mention, I won't swear it on this one, but the current GP9Ms that you can get from Walthers, they have a can motor. I believe they're only 3-pole, but they do have a little small single flywheel to help them maintain a little bit of momentum on a dead spot of track. And they will be all-wheel drive and all-wheel pickup. All right, so let's move on out to the layout, and let's give this train set a spin, shall we? So here is our Raybestos train set. And for full disclosure, I did test the locomotive to make sure it was going to work. Because if it wasn't, I was just going to save that footage and stop until I could get it fixed. But thankfully, it ran well. Got a little bit of a grumble to it, but I think that's just the nature of this, the drive that's in this locomotive. And I let it, since I had it running, I would let it run about 3 or 4 laps just to warm it up, you know, a tad. Since it probably hasn't been running in many years. All right, so I have made sure to get all my switches set, all my power blocks right. So let's give some power. Now that is about as slow as it goes because it stops, just dead. Let's give it a little bit more speed. The cars are kind of light. There we go. So I don't want them derailing. Now I'm freehanding this, so if I have to move around the layout, it'll probably be shaky. I've got to find that gimbal that I bought. I just bought it and then had to pack it up with a lot of my stuff in my basement because that is still an issue. But I am hopeful that that will be fixed in the next week, week and a half. So when we come back around, I'll wait till we go into the center and we can see that the headlight works. I think I've got a bit of a dip over there. And we got a bit of a derail. Let's see if the... Oh, it fixed it, but when it did, it uncoupled. So let's... Hand of God. Well, crying out loud. One thing I did notice is these couplers are not very good. They're in dire need of replacement with some good old Cadies. But I don't know that I will bother, at least not in the short term. Alright, let me get down here. You can see that headlight is working. These cars definitely need more weight. Alright, I'm going to shut up and... Well... I was hoping to do a little better than this, but this guy right here seems to be the one keeps acting up. Just trying to keep it good and slow. I have noted a few pain points on this layout that I don't know if it's just because the only things I've ran right now have been light cars and they're just not tracking well, but I have noticed that these two crossovers can be a pain point. Alright, so now let me shut up and let it run. Crying out loud. We'll see if I can get it back around here. Wow. That sucker really derailed. Alright, so let's get this going slow, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up because it just, that one car keeps derailing. So anyway, that's the Raybestos 100th Anniversary Train Set by Walthers. It's from their Trainline line of products. If you enjoyed taking a look at this promo set, make sure and hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as to when another video comes out. Well, alright, model railroad fans, thanks for watching. Happy model railroading, guys. Take care.